Yes, you can. Only a time. Yes, you can.
That's that Mississippi Mass Choir. They're on their way to Yazoo City. November 6th, November 7th, November 8th. The Big Tent Revival on the Yazoo County Fairgrounds. One you don't want to miss. Mark your calendar for the Big Tent Revival. November 6th, November 7th, November 8th. Benjamin Cone III will be in the house, Yazoo City, praying for lives to be changed on that 3-night event. Got something special going on right now in the studio. Coming real soon. Matter of minutes. Cyrus Wells presents live in the studio here with Max. Once again, remember to mark your calendar. November 6th, November 7th, November 8th. The Big Tent Revival, Yazoo County Fairgrounds. Stay tuned to the Max and get more info, more details. Right now, we got the man of the hour here. Talking to the door. Talking to the door when you come in. Now we're gonna go live. I ain't want to come here talking. You know y'all country. We're gonna go live. We ain't want no country niggas talking. All right, you. Oh, I went. You know, we're live. We live upstairs. Y'all got me out of the month on live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I did, y'all. I figured. All right. Let's say we'll go out and end this song here.
Okay. All right. Hey, Pauline.
We all know the world,
Yeah.
baby. I gotta excuse me. Gotta edit that side well. You're on the Max 94.1 WYAD, Yazoo City's own community station. Right now, I've got a special guest. Well, he's a family member here on the Max 94.1. You can catch him every day here on the Max, 2 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. And he also brings the daily news here every even hour on the hour. And it's Conversation Daily News, 1 p.m. every day here on your community station. Without any further ado, I'd like to say good morning to Mr. Cyrus Wells.
Mr. Thomas, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it, man.
Oh, yes, it's our pleasure to have you here because, like I said, you wear a lot of hats here on the Max 94.1. A lot of hats. Yes, sir. How you doing this morning, Mr. Wells?
Doing good, man. Excited to be back in Yazoo City. You know, I don't come here enough, and you remind me of that. So I'm going to do better about being able to come here, not just when I have something going on, but I am excited about something that's going on this Saturday. So I'm glad to be here to talk about it.
Real big event going on this Saturday. This Saturday. Have you been listening to the community announcements and some of the commercials that's running here on the Max? You know that there's a big book signing going on right here in Yazoo City. This Saturday, 1 p.m. at 1315 East Broadway. here in Yazoo City. Mr. Webb, tell them about the big book signing that's coming this way.
Yeah, so this is October's recognized for a lot of things, Mr. Thomas. One of them being National Book Month. And I actually haven't had a book signing since the pandemic. So I'm excited to have my very first book signing in 3 years right here in Yazoo City. As you mentioned, I've been a part of the station here. It definitely feels like home to me. And I'm glad to be able to be here to be able to sign two of my books that people have seen me talk about. One of them is A Words I Choose to Live By, and also Power Your Life with the Positive, my book that has my celebrity interviews in it. And really what I want to do, Mr. Thomas, is just to be able to encourage people. We got a lot of dark things happening in the world right now, even in our own state of Mississippi. And so what I really hope to do through my books is to be able to motivate people, to inspire them, but also to share stories that they can be able to be encouraged by. So that's really what I hope to be able to do. And I'm doing something I've never done, actually, doing it for the first time this Saturday here in Yazoo City, and that is signing my very first children's book that I wrote and illustrated. This is it here for those who are joining us. I want to say hello to Pauline, Melissa, Latanya, Manswell. Appreciate all of you guys joining us online as well. As you mentioned, Mr. Thomas, we're worldwide today, and I appreciate our audience that's watching us too. But my book, AJ and the Talent Show, I actually illustrated this book. I wrote it with my friend Herschel Dixon. I'm going to be signing it for the first time here in Yazoo City. Really excited about that. It's a coloring book and a story that encourages reading, which is perfect for National Book Month. So that's what's coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m., as you mentioned, on East Broadway at 1315 this Saturday.
Yes, sir. And we sure are looking forward to it. I'm looking at this book here now, and the illustrations catch my eye from the door. AJ and the Talent Show.
Yeah.
So come on out this Saturday and meet the man with the plan, Mr. Cyrus Wells.
Chanel, thank you so much. And Latanya says hello to you as well. Latanya Fleming says hello to you too, Mr. Thomas. She's joining us on Facebook. She says hello to you. And Mr. Thomas, really, I'm excited about this because, again, books are a big part of my life. And anyone who follows me online, you guys know 7 days a week for the past 3 years, you see me opening up this book, Words I Choose to Live By, and reading from it. And I really believe that, part of my thing in life has been to be able to motivate people and inspire people. I've been very fortunate in my life, but it all begins with your mindset, as you know. And I really try to every day, of course, reading the Bible is important, but also continue to feed yourself with something that's positive and also that encourages you. There's enough people out there telling you what you can't do. My real mission is to be able to remind people what they can do. And that's really what I try to do with my book, Word That You Live By. And with my book that people don't see me talk a lot about. And this is one that I will be talking more about throughout the end of this year because we actually are re-releasing this with a new edition. And that's Power Your Life with the Positive. And that's a book I want to shout out Mango Publishing. They signed me to a book deal with this book. And it is taking some of my celebrity interviews I've been able to do and being able to put them together, sharing some of their stories. You have people like Michael Corey Davis, the actor a lot of people know. Rolando Watts is in this book. We have Darren DeWitt Henson. A lot of people know him from Soul Food. He's in this book. LeVar Burton, everyone knows him from Reading Rainbow. I had the privilege of interviewing him, for this book. Tess Holliday, who's an international plus-size model from right here in Mississippi. She's featured in this book as well. Wally Lamb, a lot of people know him. He's in this book. Also, I have Lisa Gibbons. A lot of people know her as a media personality and a best-selling author as well. She's in this book. Devon Franklin. Everyone knows Devon Franklin, I think, these days. He's not only, of course, an author, speaker, but also he's a producer in Hollywood. And so a lot of great interviews I've been able to do, over 11,000 interviews I've done in my career on radio. And so I take some of those interviews and I bring them together in this book, Power Your Life with the Positive, to share their story, but also what encouragement they have for other people. Because I really believe that all of us have something we can share with other people. And that's what I hope to do with this book.
And every day on your social media page, I see you also share some of the words out of those books, the words I choose to live by, or either power your life with the positive.
Yeah.
So, you inspire people through social media as well as the hard books.
Yeah. And that's always been one of my things, man. I tell people I've learned how to make a living being a nerd. I've been a nerd all my life, and now I've been able to turn it into a business that supports me. And I'm very fortunate for that. Hey, Bernice, good to be able to see you and appreciate that. Melissa says, congratulations. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. Appreciate that. Melissa kept me company on the way over here. We were talking on the way over here. She has a lot of great, another Mississippian, have a lot of great things. And as you know, and especially the community here in Yazoo City knows, Mr. Thomas, there's so much talent around here. And I think a lot of times we see people on TV and, we think, that can never be us. I'm from a small town too, here in Mississippi, and I never saw anybody writing books. I never saw anyone drawing, and making a living doing it. But I knew that was my God-given talent. And that's what I've been able to use. And that's what I want to encourage other people to do as well. I also would like to share, I mentioned that October is National Book Month, but also there is a week coming up in November. They have something very special featuring someone who's watching us here, Manswell T. Peterson, joining us out of Albany, Georgia. And that is, it's Young Readers Week. And I'm going to be back here in Yazoo City, Mr. Thomas, November 13th through 17th, sharing some free books from my client and my friend, author Manswell T. Peterson. He's written a lot of books with his wife, LaTanya Peterson. And his first book that they wrote together is this one, Braylon the Bear and Friends Forever Friends. I'm going to be here reading in Yazoo City. Also, I'm going to be doing some readings in Pearl, Mississippi as well during Young Readers Week in November. So I'm excited about this because I think these books will not only encourage young people, but also, of course, remind them of the importance of friendship and working together. The Petersons also have another great book I'm going to be sharing. I have my copy here, Braylon the Bear and Friends, Caught. And this is about the dangers of peer pressure and being and the importance of not allowing people to pressure you to doing things that can be harmful to you. In this case, Braylon, who's a good bear, finds himself in a very bad situation. And so the lessons that they share in their book. So I'm so excited to be partnering with Manswell T. Peterson and his wife, Dr. LaTanya Peterson, to share the messages. And we're going to be giving away free books. And I'm going to be working with Mr. Thomas on that to be able to do some reading that week. Again, that's going to be the week of November 13th through 17th. That is Young Readers Week. And so we want to encourage everybody out there, if you don't have, a school that you can go to, find a library, find a coffee shop, somewhere where you can be able to, maybe get some young people together and just read to them, showing them the importance of reading and what they can do with books too.
Yes, sir. So once again, don't forget to mark your calendar for this Saturday, 1 p.m., 1315 East Broadway. Come on out and meet Mr. Cyrus Webb for yourself. Get a chance to check out these books. Cyrus, will you have any books available for purchase?
Yes. So I will have on Saturday, I will have my children's book. So you guys can get the first copies of your signed copy of my children's book that I mentioned earlier. That is, again, AJ and the Talent Show. You guys can see it there for those who are watching us on the different platforms. I'm going to be signing copies of that. And also, we'll be having copies of my books, Words I Choose to Live By, as well as Power Your Life with the Positive. I'll have both of those available for purchase as well.
All right. And while I've got it fresh on my mind, I hear you just got off the road with Cedric the Entertainer.
So let me tell you about Cedric. So Cedric the Entertainer, I mean, I think people know him. And I know what my friends out there are going to say, Mr. Thomas. They're going to say, oh, you knew he was going to ask you about that. I didn't know, because you and I had talked about, hey, Pele, good to be able to see you. She's joining us from the UK, Mr. Thomas. We've got the United Kingdom in the house. Appreciate that, Pele. Thank you so much for being with us and for watching. But I just happen to have it, because I'm the book guy. Copy of Cedric's book here, Flipping Boxcars. He's wrote it under his name, Cedric Kyles. That's his real name. But Cedric the Entertainer, we have a stop coming up next month, actually, Mr. Thomas, with his book. It's been really exciting seeing the response to Cedric's book. And for those who have not gotten their copy of the book, definitely invite you guys to get it. You can get it, of course, through Amazon, your favorite bookstore. But I will say this, Mr. Thomas, about the book. It is so surprising. I think people will be surprised by this because it's not about his life. But his grandfather, he never got to meet his grandfather, but he wrote a book kind of based on some of the things he heard about his grandfather, who everyone called Babe. And so you're able to see him, see Babe get into some situations, some of them good, some of them not so good. He's a gambler. He's a hustler, but he also has a really good heart. And so the title of the book, Flipping Boxcars, has a couple of different meanings. And one of those, of course, those who know dice know that boxcars can refer, of course, to dice and playing with dice. But in the book, it has another meaning as well. So definitely, if you have not gotten your copy of it as well, make sure you guys get Flipping Boxcars as well. But a really good guy. He has a lot of stuff going on, Mr. Thomas. I don't know if you follow him online, but he has a barbecue rub. He has out with a comedian, Anthony Anderson, as well. He has a new wine out as well. So he has a lot of stuff he's involved in right now. He's having a really busy year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like to ask you, where did you get your love for reading and books?
Yeah. I think for myself, because my parents really were not readers, and my brother is not really a reader. But books I've always been. It may be surprising for some people, but I've always been kind of an introvert, kind of into myself. Books, or have always been kind of that world for me that I can always be able to go to different places in. Now, fortunately, I'm able to travel to those places. But before, I like books for that reason. I got to meet people. I love learning. I tell people all the time, I love not being the smartest guy in the room because I love learning about other people, learning about other places. And so books have always been that thing for me. I never would have imagined, though, honestly, that I've always wanted to write. Even if you had asked me growing up, my friends will tell you, people knew me growing up in school, what did you want to be, Cyrus? I want to be an author and an artist. That's what I always wanted to be.
and you made both of those.
I made both of them. So I've been very fortunate in that. And you know what? It's been good for me. And let me tell you, one of the biggest blessings for me, though, honestly, is not just being able to be a writer, but to now interview some of the people I grew up reading. That's been one of the coolest things for me. And to be able to interview someone like LeVar Burton and to tell him, because of reading Rainbow, I saw somebody who looked like me, who was able to talk about books and it be okay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, especially with us guys, we think, we have to have other things we talk to people about. But honestly, like my brother's a big sports guy. What the conversations I'm able to have with him about sports, I learned through books, through, interviewing people, who, play different sports and are involved in different sports. I actually have a very special interview coming up. I'm not going to tell you who it's with, though. Someone who a lot of people know in the sports world that plays basketball. That's coming up next month in November for Conversations Live. But all of that I learned thanks to reading books about them, and reading about their stats and reading about the history they made. So books, yeah, that's always been my thing. And I tell people all the time, books have been my gateway to the world. And now I've been able to use radio to kind of also continue that gateway.
How are things going with the book club?
The book club is going really well. In fact, one of the big things we've been doing is we've kind of expanded it now to people have seen me talk about books you need to read. That's my book, my campaign now for the book club, booksyouneedtoread.com. And there we're able to highlight a lot of different people. Stacy says I'm a teaser. I know, Stacy, I get told that all the time. I just be teasing folks. But it's been so much fun for me. And I encourage people, if you have not gone to the book club website, it's booksyouneedtoread.com. You can see a lot of great book reviews there. I not only do them as written reviews. Linda Jones from here in Yazoo City, she says hello. Not only doing written reviews, but also do video reviews. You guys will be seeing more of those too. But it's been another great way for me to reach different readers of different ages too, Mr. Thomas. And that's been another great thing. Have not only being able to reach adults, but also have books like for kids, like I mentioned with Manswell and his wife, LaTanya, being able to share those books and let people know, because a lot of times they come to me for book suggestions, right? They say, hey, I got a kid that's interested in this topic or that topic. Do you have a book to suggest for me? And it's been great for me to use the book club to be able to help them with that.
11,000 interviews.
Yeah.
And I got the opportunity to interview Cyrus well. We moving on up.
Oh, you already up. You already up, man. And I want to take this time. I haven't had a chance to be on the air with you since the anniversary. I want to say a happy 9th anniversary to WYAD. And I want to thank, of course, yourself, Mr. Thomas, for welcoming me into the WYAD family 8 years ago. It's hard to believe I've been with here 8 years. Typically, people don't let me stay that long, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me be here 8 years with the station. I want to thank the community too for supporting Conversations Live here on WYD, welcoming us there. Also, want to thank you guys for, as Mr. Thomas mentioned, I have my daily show here, Conversations Daily News. Thank you all so much for listening to that. Hope you guys are enjoying the Artist of the Week this week. So if you guys are not listening, make sure you guys, it's Leslie Odom Jr., who's an actor. He also is a recording artist. He has a new single out that we're promoting this week on the news. So make sure you guys are listening to that. And also make sure you guys listen to our News You Can Use segment today as well here on WYD. I have Dr. Contessa Metcalf. A lot of you guys know her from Married to Medicine. She's giving our News You Can Use today, giving you some tips for cold and flu season. So make sure you guys are checking that out throughout the day as well.
All right. What's next for Cyrus Webb?
Well, I appreciate that question, Mr. Thomas. So I get to tell you. So let me tell you what's coming up. So as I mentioned, I have another stop with said that's booked for November for his book, Flipping Boxcars. So again, make sure you guys are looking out for that. I actually have a new book, a new children's book I have coming out in November as well that I'm going to be releasing and coinciding with Young Readers Week for November 13th through 17th. Hey, Tamika. Tamika's joining us also as well over there on Facebook. Appreciate that, Tamika. Also, as I mentioned, of course, working with Manswell T. Peterson and his wife, LaTanya Peterson, sharing their children's books the week of November 13th through 17th during Young Readers Week. So definitely make sure you guys are looking out for that. Dr. Deborah, hey, good to be able to see you as well. But the other big thing that I'm looking forward to, honestly, for myself this year is being able to expand on my brand. I'm starting a brand new show at the beginning of 2024. Something that has not been done like the way I'm going to be doing it. It's a new weekly show that's going to be tackling some of the hot topics of the day and bringing together a roundtable of guests every week. And I'm really excited about that. And I'll make sure I'll be sharing more information about that as well.
We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Like I said, you at home here.
Appreciate that.
And you wear many hats here. And anything that we can do for you, because we know you'll do anything for us.
Yeah.
Consider it done.
Appreciate that. So again, hope you guys will come out this Saturday here in Yazoo. Again, as you heard Mr. Thomas say, 1315 Broadway. I'll be there from 1 to 3, signing my books, saying hello, taking selfies. If you know me, you know I love my selfies. So I'll be taking some pictures with you guys. And we're going to be live streaming part of it for Amazon Live as well. So definitely feel free to come out, say hello. And definitely I appreciate the support. And thank you again for having me. Really appreciate it.
We thank you for coming today here on the Max 94.1 WYAD. That's Cyrus Webb. To tune in today at 2 o'clock. We had a replay from last night. My homegirl, Jackson, Mississippi, Miss Tiffany. It's a show you don't want to miss. Oh, yeah. And Cyrus, we'd also like to thank you for all the interviews that you do here on the Max with the local people here from Yazoo City that have the opportunity to come on to your show. And I tell you, some of them are gone now, and their family, when they hear those interviews, they call and they just say, thank you.
Wow.
So, matter of fact, the Hamer family and Fletcher family, we're going to lift them up in prayer.
Yeah.
David Fletcher, you interviewed him.
Right.
He was with Maximus Wright about when they had to play. He had the call home to glory.
Wow.
This past weekend.
Wow.
So we were lifting the family up in prayers. So we like to just thank you for all those interviews. Black History Month, a lot of those programs from integration teachers, school coming over. Those people, a lot of them are gone, but they left history behind through the Conversation Live show. So we like to thank you for giving us that opportunity to be able to reach our community on the local level.
Well, I want to say a lot of you all don't realize, and I appreciate that, Mr. Thomas, but those interviews would not have happened without Mr. Thomas, without Joe T, because he was the one who would reach out to me and say, hey, can you interview this person, that person? So I want to thank you for setting those up. And I'm so glad you mentioned that too, because I have interviews I've done with people who have passed away, and their family members reach out to me the same way and say, hey, I found this on YouTube, or I found this, online, and thank you so much. I got to hear my dad's voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That means a lot, and you don't think about it because I do 20 interviews a week, for the different stations that I'm on. And for me, sometimes I'll do an interview and I've moved on from it. But then sometimes I have to remind myself that's somebody's parent, that's someone's child, and that's someone who we may end up losing, and that interview will be there for them, so that's a great thing. But I definitely want to say for those that we've been able to feature locally, definitely when you all see Joe T, let him know thank you as well, because he's the one who helps me set those up, and so I appreciate that.
All right. Do you have anything else for our listeners this morning, Mr. Well?
Look, only thing I want to say is I appreciate you all for listening in on WYAD. Definitely appreciate my family joining me online at Facebook and YouTube. I see you all. Thank you all so much for all the love from all over the world. Appreciate you guys. Also, just want to say again, if you guys are in Yazoo City, I want to see you guys this Saturday from 1 to 3. I'm going to be here early. Sometimes I'll be pushing right up on that time, but I'm going to be there early. So I want you guys to be here so you guys can be able to chat with me, get some books. Even if you can't get a book, come in, take a picture with me. Would love to be able to do that, to show some love, and love to talk to you about some of the things that's coming up.
All right. You heard it from the man himself. I'm going to put him on the spot here right quick. We had something that we were going to do before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to work on trying to get it going.
Okay.
And I haven't said anything to him until right now. So I got to fire to his feet.
Okay.
We were talking about a book club with the schools.
Yeah.
That's something that we want to go back and look at. That book club could have been big during the pandemic when a lot of them couldn't get out, couldn't read.
Well, I'm ready. And, everything happens for a reason. And my working with the Petersons, again, they have books for all ages, for young kids, but also for up to high school and even for us adults. I definitely would love to do that. And I know the Petersons, Manswell T. Peterson, his wife, LaTanya Peterson, they will be great authors for us to be able to spotlight for that. And I know we can work out something to get books for the kids as well. So I'm definitely in it. And in fact, the week of November 13th and 17th, I'm going to try to work with you so we can actually have Manswell join us via Zoom to talk to, so they can actually be able to meet the author on Zoom, to be able to talk with him and ask him questions as well. As I said, books are my thing, and that's my world. And so definitely looking forward to getting the book club started. It's something that I'm definitely excited about. And what better place than to start another local chapter than here in Yazoo City?
That's what I like to hear. Yazoo City. Well, once again, we'd like to thank you for all the things. I mean, I'm just sitting here. I could go all day and just name the things that Cyrus Webb does here. That he doesn't get it. It's not done for people to just praise him or anything. He just does it incognito. Like let me give you an example of one of the things he does. Every year during Teachers Appreciation Week, he's going to come down and choose a school. Well, usually he'll allow us to select the school, and they come out and they give teachers presents and prizes, nice gifts. I mean nice gifts. Last year, it was Apple Watches and iPads and all kind of things that were given to the teachers and for Teachers Appreciation Week. And I just can't say thank you enough for all that. I mean, every teacher in the school had a gift, had a book, and had a good time. And it's all compliments of Cyrus Webb, and no one, you don't see it in the Herald or anything like that, but it was done. And I just want to take this time while I got you here to just say thank you for all of the things that you do in our community, the people that you send here for us. The Back Home Festival, the first event, Greater Champion. Cyrus Webb helped us get him here, and I think everybody enjoyed that show. It's a lot of things he does behind the scenes to make us better. And when you say Yazoo got talent, I got to bring up Maximus Wright.
Yeah.
Larry Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
We just got talent. Dennis Perkins. And when we talking about books, this is the home of Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
So we all over the world, y'all.
Yeah.
Yazoo City. Willie Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Home of Willie Morris here in Yazoo City. So we're in the literary world. Miss Hope Carr with those paintings.
Mm-hmm.
We're known all over the world. So, Cyrus, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come to Yazoo City to let them know what's going on this Saturday. This Saturday, 1 p.m., the big book signing. Yazoo City, you don't want to miss it. Come on out, take some pictures with Cyrus, and we're going to have a good, wholesome event.
There you go. Hello to you, Makita. Makita's joining us from New York, from California. I think she's at home in California. Appreciate you joining us, Makita. Appreciate it. And thank you again, Mr. Thomas. Really appreciate it.
All right. Mr. Eddie Ace, you got any words?
Good morning.
There we go. Cyrus Williams in Yazoo City. We just like to say thank you. Well, we're going to get back to the music right here on your community station.